I don't know what God looks like seeing God.
So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane.
This dude is on next level.
They go up by 6. He turns to the bench and says, "Shut up, you little." True story.
Damn.
Wow.
Now you
Let's
played
get into
with
it.
one
Before
of
we get into it, this is some of the best Michael Jordan stories. I guess stories we've never heard. I've never heard these stories. So this was sent to me by a few of y'all out there. Thank y'all for sending me this. Let's get straight into it. Like button, sub button. Let's work.
best players ever, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You talked about Kobe earlier. You got something special about Jordan
Yeah.
during your time there in Chicago?
When it was me, Dennis, and James Edwards, Ron Harper on that team. You know, Ron Harper used to give Michael the numbers. MJ, we're in a practice. Phil said, tell him to go home, and he didn't know why, and he waited. And he was like, all right, we're playing for minutes, scrimmage for minutes. And MJ came in, nah, you ain't putting me out. And he had on regular tennis shoes. They looked like Vans, but they were Nike. And he had his sweats cut and rolled at the bottom. You know, he thought he was fly. He wasn't. You know,
Yeah, he wasn't.
Messiah. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, put all the Pistons on that team, Wood Hawk, and put Randy Brown over there. And we're playing. And all of a sudden, I'm running back, and MJ gets a steal. And I go, and he's about to do the right-hand jump. I said, oh, I know exactly what dunk you're going to try. I'm getting this. I don't care. And I drop, step, and turn around about to jump. And as I'm about to jump, his midsection is moving past my face. And you know, you try to bring yourself down. He was like, block this, bitch. Boom. And I'm like, I take the ball out, boom, boom. I'm staying in the hotel behind the facility. So I would jump the fence. And I go home, I call my mother. She's like, how is it? I said, Ma, I just saw the greatest player of all time. She said, it took you that long to admit it. I go, yeah, it took me this long to admit it. But I just saw him playing tennis shoes, no tape, no knee brace, no wristband. Sweatpants on, t-shirt, and a practice jersey, and thought he was in the finals against us.
The thing that makes Michael Jordan so like Michael Jordan is because of the fact that his work ethic was insane, matched with the fact that he was athletic as hell, and he was able, because like when he was in college, he wasn't even the best shooter, right? We all know the story. He was cut in high school, but his shooting wasn't it. But he worked his ass off and became a great shooter. I mean, he wasn't like a Steph or Larry or not like or Reggie. That wasn't his like specialty. He was able to have a respectable. Clearly, his mid range was insane. He could shoot. He could shoot in the mid range, but his 3-pointers, that wasn't really a big thing in the '90s. Like that wasn't even the thing, right? But like it is now, it's like it's shooting 83s a game now. No one even people be afraid of the contact, so they'd rather shoot from half court. But like if you was to build a player, you would want that mentality, that killer instinct, and the way that he takes over a game is incredible.
He literally thought he was reliving the 80s. And I was like, yeah, this dude is on next level.
Yeah, he wasn't playing.
I'm on NBC calling the games. So I'm at his house the night before. So he called me, come on out. So I went to his house, we played cards. So we were playing cards and it got to be about 1 a.m. in the morning. Now the game's, the next night. So I said, man, let me go so you can get some rest. No, you stay here because I'm gonna tear Clyde Drexler up tomorrow. And I was like, and he got this look on his face like he wanted to play him right then.
Because he was not winning at cards?
Exactly. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he just said that. So we get to the game and he hits that first three, the second three, the third three. Now remember, he hitting them in a row.
I remember that. I remember that.
6 3. So the last one he hit, he turned and looked at me and said,
there it is, the last one he hit. So this shrug that Jordan gave, that it was to you.
it was to me. What did I tell you I was gonna do?
You guys are something else. It is unbelievable.
We're winning the game. We're about
he was going crazy. I think another thing is that people thought they were trying to say at one point that Clyde. I remember hearing some people were saying that Clyde was up there with Jordan. He can compete with Jordan. And of course, if you watched his Netflix documentary, it was like, bro, come on, stop playing. Clyde was good, but come on, like that's a whole different ball game.
And one of my teammates, Derek Martin, had been in LA with Mike when he was filming Space Jams. It was the summer before. It was the summer after he filmed Space Jams.
Okay.
We're up 8. Mike is 4 for 16 from the field. He's having a really rough night.
Right.
So Derek decides, because there's about 10 minutes to go in the game and we're winning, he decides to say to Michael Jordan, who's having an off night, hey, Mike, not falling tonight, Mike. You're having an off night, Mike. 24 points in the last 10 minutes. His last jump shot, this is no like, catches the ball in the post. He does the typical Jordan fadeaway. He's fading towards our bench. He knocks down the shot. They go up by 6. He turns to the bench and says, "Shut up, you little."
Oh.
True story.
Wow.
Why would you want to get him
So we
started?
flying from
Why?
When I was in high school and I used to work out with the 76er, I used to ask him, what's it like to guard Mike? Mike, you mean Black Jesus? I'm like, what the
Black Jesus
who?
is crazy.
Oh, we call him Black Jesus, or you can call him Black Cat. I'm like, I'm gonna call him Mike. That's his name. So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane. And I would tell him, I said, when I face him, we're gonna go at it. He says, oh, you don't wanna do that. I'm like, what? Man, you don't know me, man. And so when we matched up, I think he understood that. And when I was 18, my first year, he got the best of me a bunch of times. I was right there the next play. You're not intimidating me. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. And I think he saw that level of respect because I think he was the same way at 18 years old. And that common bond is what I think, where our connection was built.
Yeah, you got to respect Kobe. Kobe definitely had heart, and he had that swag to him. You could tell he was coming no matter what. Kobe was Kobe, man. Rest in peace to Kobe. He was that boy. Yeah. Now the thing is, imagine calling another man that you going up against Black Jesus. Respectfully, I don't care. I'm too competitive. I don't care if Jordan is Jordan and he's walking on air. I'm never going to refer to another man as Black Jesus. I'm talking about like while we're competing. Maybe once we retire, we cool. We're not going after it no more. But if we're in the middle of war and I'm calling you Black Jesus, come on.
I really like Michael Jordan, and he and I are friendly. And he never changes. He just doesn't change. He's the same guy all the time. And I still see him every once in a while. And this guy has done more spectacular things than any basketball player I've ever seen.
I agree.
I mean, the thing that people don't realize is some of the stuff he could do. He was the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
He was
Yes.
playing.
9 times.
He was the best offensive player.
Right.
And his athleticism, he was in Carolina and they were running, I forget, 100 or 40-yard dash. And he ran some spectacular number. And the late Dean Smith, who was a really good friend of mine, and also Roy Williams, who just retired at North Carolina, we were all close. And they were talking about him, I think it was running 100 or something like that. He ran at some spectacular time.
Wow.
And one of the coaches said something to him differently. And he said, oh, I can do better than that.
Wow.
He went out at 0.2 of a second faster.
Wow.
And like vertical jump means a lot, but it means a lot to the ones who have skill. Some guys jump quickly. Some guys have to wind up. Michael Jordan was like, cat. There's one play that particular that's really interesting to me. They were playing against the New York Knicks. He caught the ball on the baseline, and he started this way, and he turned around and dumps it over in such a little short area. I mean, this area, he was only jumping this way. Some guys need a little bit more room.
Right.
Yeah.
He dunked this ball over him. I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
I watched him play in college. I watched him play when he was trying out for the Olympic team. And I was there for 3 days when you just watch him there. Terrell, I know you have some unbelievable athletes in the NFL. And to take the battering they take and they have that extra gear, this guy had an extra gear. Right. Oh my God. He's the most skilled player I've ever.
Ooh.
I don't know what God looks like seeing God.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to a couple NBA games when I was a youngster, wasn't really impressed. San Antonio watching David Robinson. David Robinson impressed a little bit, but the stuff that he did on TV and then you see it in real life, it's like, oh my God, it's really real. Like he came at me like one of the first players of the game, and in my mind I was like, I'm not getting dunked on. So I tried to meet him early, slid by me, I bumped him, and he still did that, and he laid it up off and the crowd went crazy. I was like, this guy's real. But it also gave me confidence because he was killing us. He was killing Nick and those guys, but he came up for screen one time and he shot it. I didn't block it, but I was there. I was like, well, I can get up early and maybe, jump a little higher, go a little harder, maybe I can get it. So, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. I know I wasn't as good as him. And then, jealousy motivates me.
How was it like playing against MJ your rookie year?
Shaking in my boots. Shaking in the first time I had the guard. I'm like, yo, this man, first of all, let me go back. 1997, MJ them in the playoffs. I think they played against the Hawks, right? I'm at playoff game. Bro, I got an opportunity to go in the back by the locker room after the game. So I'm standing back there. I'm 17 years old, kid. I've never been around NBA players like this, or even, I've never been around somebody like MJ. I'm standing back there, kid, and Pip comes out. All these players start coming out. Mike comes around that corner. I ain't gonna lie to you. The man had a glow, bro. I swear, Mike, dog, that is real. I believe it. That's real.
I always hear about Jordan having this aura or this glow about him, which I can understand, especially back then. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, those two, I remember in the 90s, was so loved, like insane. And Michael, and we didn't have access like we have now. Like we couldn't just go to Google, and we couldn't just they wasn't on social media. Like we didn't see anything. We only saw them during the game, the press conference, and of course around that time I was like 8, 9. I was born in '88, so I didn't see a lot of. I saw Jordan a lot, but I didn't really you don't really remember too much. But my dad, of course, Jordan, heavy basketball fan. My dad's favorite player is Larry Bird, but he loved Jordan as well. He loved Dennis Rodman. But yeah, man, I've heard about this aura thing before.
Joking, bro.
Black
It's
Jesus,
real.
man, I'm telling you.
Mike came out, I was like, damn, bro. I ain't know what to say, man. I was like, that's MJ, dog. That's MJ.
When I was a rookie, my very first game playing against Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Oh.
And we had a guy named Greg Minor guarding him. And, it was a little dust up. Greg's playing hard. He's playing, of course, you got to play as hard as you can. It's MJ.
Right.
It's opening night. My mom at home watching, the kids watching, everybody watching. So they got in a little scuffle. MJ's going to the free throw line, and he looks at Greg and he says, I should make you take my shoes off. I look down, I ain't even realize it. I look down and he got the Jordans on. So I said, oh man, this is my first game ever. I said, this is what I got to look forward to.
You learned a valuable lesson though, right?
Well, obviously I didn't say much to MJ the rest of the night.
That's
right.
I never understood, why would you be wearing Jordans playing against Jordan? That's already a level up. That means I'll be wearing some damn sandals before you catch me wearing Jordans against Jordan. That means he look up to me. He a fan of mine, right? I should make you take my shoes off is one of the most disrespectful things you could say to somebody while you're wearing their shoes. It's because you are wearing their shoes. I should make you take my shoes off. You wouldn't even be playing as good if you didn't have my shoes. It's geez, that's demoralizing. We would have had to fight.
Me on that real. So that was my welcome to the league
Trash
moment,
talking.
even though it wasn't to
Involving.
me. Thank goodness.
I wish I could take a magic pill, put on shorts, and go out and play the game of basketball today, because that's who I am. That type of competition, that type of competitiveness is what I live for, and I miss it. I miss that aspect of playing the game of basketball. Being able to challenge myself against what people see as great basketball.
I really don't have regrets. I am a person that says, as soon as you look back in your history and you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change.
Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You're going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
For me. Yeah.
It's funny. A lot of people say, why didn't you ever talk to Michael Jordan? I was like, do you want that tongue coming out at you? But I know MJ will not remember this story, but my rookie year, and as you all know, rookies try to go 110%, and it was a preseason game, and we were playing in some small town somewhere, as most preseason games are, and I'm jacked up. Most veterans don't want to play preseason games, and Chuck Person, who was the rookie of the year before, who was another huge trash talker. We're going against Chicago, and in the first half, I have 10, Michael has 8, somewhat going through the motions. Chuck's getting in my ear, yeah, talk to Michael, yeah, so my mouth is moving, I'm jawing at MJ. I remember Michael looking at me coming out the third and fourth quarter. Well, Michael ended with 40 and I ended with 12. That's when I knew, I better step up my game and let my game do the talking to me, and which makes this night so incredible.
That's insane, by the way. Yeah, man. So there we go. Those are Michael Jordan stories. I love doing basketball videos, man. It's one of my favorite things to do on my channel, man. I've been enjoying all my new subscribers sending me basketball content because I love sports. All right, so my channel kind of goes in every which direction. Of course, I love music, but sports is my passion. I still play. I got a game tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing something. Like, I got a basketball game tonight, with the boys. So, yeah, it's always a good time, man. So, y'all send me more. I know I'm going to do I got a Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird video I'm going to do soon. I got some other videos, man. Y'all let me know what I'm going to do next. Like button, sub button. Stay tuned. Kingston, Majesty.